Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 16 of Civilization Beyond Earth. Sorry there wasn't a video out yesterday, but I've been a little bit ill, and while trying to record these videos it's been very difficult to do when you're having coughing fits. So before I get started, I've actually done something that I don't normally do with Civ games, and that is to install a couple of mods. Now I've been playing Civilization 5 for a couple of years and I've never ever even downloaded a mod for Civ 5, and I'm just so used to playing the game without the mods, and I do appreciate that some of the mods do make your life a little bit easier, but personally I've never felt the need to use them in Civ 5. However, because there seems to be quite a lot of information missing from Civilization Beyond Earth, and because I'm new to the game anyway, I've actually downloaded 3 different mods to make life easier. Now one of those mods I can't actually use in this particular playthrough because you have to use that mod from the very beginning of the game, and that's a mod called Info Addicts. Now Info Addicts is available on the Steam Workshop. And what Info Addicts basically does is it gives you expanded information about everything that's going on in the game. So it's a little bit like demographics, only it has a lot more data. You can have a look at a glance in the Info Addicts. You can see all the relations between the other leaders. You can see who's denounced who, who's friends with who, who's at war with who, nice and easily. You can also go and look at demographics for all of the other civilizations, so you can see who has what number of technologies and who's the tech leader. You can see who has how many cities. Lots of nice information in there. Now, it's all information that will be available to the player, and it certainly was in Civ 5 if you were to do all the mathematics and the number crunching to work out what was going on. Unfortunately, the interface of Beyond Earth doesn't ever really give you that information. It doesn't always in Civ 5 either, but Info Addicts is a good place to collate them all together. But either way, I can't use that in this Let's Play, in this series, but I will be using it in the future. The 2 other mods that I've downloaded, the second is called Colourful Tech Web, which you can download again from the Steam Workshop. And what that mod actually does is it changes the colour of a lot of the icons on the tech web to make it easier to distinguish between various different things. So for example, all buildings that can be built in your cities are now this sort of light green colour. Anything that's this sort of purple colour is a wonder that can be built. Units become this sort of salmony pink colour. Then we have tile improvements. Tile improvements are this light blue colour here. And we also have yellow, which is orbital units. So you can very quickly look at the tech tree, and I can go here and go, right, that gives me 2 buildings and a wonder. That gives me a level in supremacy. It gives me a unit and a wonder. That opens a wonder. That's a building. There's a wonder there. There's a unit there. This one's 2 orbital units and a building. 2 buildings and a wonder. It's just very easy if you're getting new to the tech web. I mean, if we look down here, this is something I've never even looked at before, and I can instantly see that this first one will unlock 2 buildings and an orbital unit, and these the second 2 leaf technologies will both unlock another orbital unit. And I think this is the one that's actually, yeah, that's the one used to discover the signal. We might need to work that way if we're going to get the contact victory, but we'll see where that goes. So that's the second out of the 3 mods. The first one that I've installed isn't technically a mod, because the way it works is you have to install, just copy the folder into the DLC folder of the game. It's easy to do. You just find where the game's installed and copy it in. And what you've got to remember with these modifications, they are in beta. They are very new, so some of them aren't complete. But what I've actually downloaded is a mod called Enhanced UI, and it's really good, because what happens now is if you actually mouse over a tile, and I'm going to use this empty tile for example, it comes up there and tells me I can build a mine, a generator, a manufactory, and a bio well. If you give it a second or 2, that is what happens afterwards. So a lot of people have seen these before that other people are using and saying, well, what do all these things mean? Why is there such a big list? What do all the colours mean? Well, first of all, look at the white lines. The white lines say mine, generator, manufactory, bio well. Those are the 4 things that I could build on this tile. Now, it also tells me in brackets next to each of those how many turns it would take to build. So the mine would be 7 turns, as would the generator. The manufactory would be 10, and the bio well would be 11. Then next to it, it will tell me the yield I will get from it. So if you use the mine as an example, the mine would give me +2 production. Now below the mine, there is a line of text in blue, which is biometallurgy, and that would give me +1 energy. Now biometallurgy, anything that's in blue, is a tech. So if we were to research biometallurgy, then the mine would also give +1 energy. If we then look down at something like the manufactory, for example, the manufactory gives 3 production. If we were to research the science, nanorobotics, then it would give us 1 science per turn. And then you'll see below that there's a line of text in purple, which would give us +2 production. That line of text in purple is a virtue in this game. It will be a social policy in Civ 5. So if we actually unlock the social investment virtue, then the manufactory would also give us 2 production. And if we just look a little bit further down the list, where you can see it says biology in blue and then dome in white, that means obviously dome is a improvement that can be built on the tile, but it requires the biology tech to be researched before the dome can be built. So you can very easily mouse over a tile and at a glance you can see exactly what you can build there, what yields you'll get from it, and what techs and virtues you can unlock to improve it. If you then go and mouse over a tile that already has an improvement, so we'll mouse over this farm, you can see underneath where it's got the food and energy yield, it says farm in green, which means we already have that improvement there. And it also says that artificial evolution, vertical farming and industrial ecology all give a boost to the farm. But we will still need to unlock those things. And it still tells me further down the list the other things that I could replace it with. You will also find sometimes as well that some of the tiles are affected by things that you can have built within cities as well. So, for example, if we mouse over this desert hill, you can see that it says Vivarium in green. It's because Vivarium is a city building, and the Vivarium gives +1 food to desert tiles. So, very, very useful information. But I've waffled on enough about that now, but those are really, really useful mods. So, that's Colourful Tech Web that gives you these colour-coded systems here, which is very nice. Info Addicts, which I can't actually use on this particular playthrough, and the enhanced user interface for the information on the tile pop-ups. Still takes a second or two for it to pop up, but remember, the information does still appear instantly up here on the top right-hand corner next to the mini-map if you just want to very quickly have a look and see what yields a tile is giving you currently. But you can turn the delay off on the tooltip so it pops up instantly, but because it's such a big list, if you're mousing over and moving the mouse around, you get an awful lot of pop-ups on the screen. So, let's get into the next turn. And because it has been a few days since I played, I can't even really remember what I was doing, so this could be a little bit interesting. I think it's definitely going to be between the contact victory and... Are you firing at me? Oh, that's not me, is it? It is definitely going to be between the contact victory and the harmony victory, the transcendence victory. Not sure which one we will get to first. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. One other thing that somebody did mention to me, before I do anything else, I'll go through and build my production. Someone mentioned that one of my cities had unemployed workers, and I think it was Thabo. Yeah, 2 unemployed citizens. I had missed that before, so... We do need to get some people in some of these tiles. I think it's mostly because the tiles aren't particularly good. We've got a little bit of extra food. I think it's probably because we're unhappy, but we could stretch to these tiles, so let's go and do that. Let's just quickly go through the other cities and just make sure that we don't have... no culture here at all. Definitely need to build an old earth relic. But just flicking through and just making sure that we don't have any cities where we have unemployed citizens in there. So that's all fine. So let's go and sort this production out. Megan, what are you going to do here? What do you need to do? Don't really need the scientist specialist slots. +1 energy on tundra. Do we have much tundra around? Most of this is like plains and deserts and stuff like that. We don't think we really have a lot of tundra. And it's grower specialist slots, which I don't really think we need, to be honest. Now, one thing I did consider is it worth trying to settle another city? I was thinking either settle another city or steal one from somebody else, which is quite a possibility. Could certainly go in here and try and steal this one. Might be worth doing. I don't think there's necessarily another good city location that is close by and easily accessible. Although maybe one down here on this coast wouldn't be a bad idea. This particular tile could be quite useful. It would give us access to things like floatstone, ferraxite, fungus. Not convinced that we really need it. We'll see how it goes. Certainly the way that internal trade routes work, having multiple cities and just building really wide does help things out an awful lot. There's also quite a bit of space over here that I haven't used yet. There's only a couple of xenomass though, which isn't really really a great yield, and we'll reach a lot of this stuff from this city. So I don't know, maybe we'll use it as an excuse to go to war and see if we can attempt to take this city out. That might be something that we do. So in the meantime, what should we go ahead and build here? We should probably get a few military units now that we have a decent amount of energy coming in, so we can afford to maintain a bit of an army. Again, not an awful lot of stuff that we can build here. We do have a little bit of tundra, so it might be worth going and getting the mass digester for 8 turns. And Thabo, what are we going to do here? You still have quite a few buildings that you can build. You are going to have Xenomass, in fact you already do. So Xeno Nursery seems like an excellent idea. And we have our Explorer who is exploring things, I suppose. Let's have a look around and see what we can find. Trade vessel, of course. Well, you continue going to Magan if that's going to help things out there. And on to the next turn. So currently working on alien domestication. That will give us another Harmony affinity level, and it will allow us to unlock the Xeno Cavalry, which is another one of the Harmony unique units. So what have we got here? The Explorer. Yeah, I had a feeling that was sort of the end of the continent there. I think I'm almost done with this Explorer. I guess I could send him over here to the east past Shackleton. Probably not a bad idea. Not an awful lot that I could do on that turn, really. He's happy that we're trading. You also notice a lot of these interactions with some of the other leaders aren't actually voice acted. They don't say anything when they turn up. So you're going to continue to move your way across to the east then. We've had a covert agent promoted. We've managed to siphon energy. We were undetected. And that was over here in Rangi. So what are we going to do with you? What's the intrigue level here? It's pretty low. So let's go ahead and try and steal some science. I think we'll leave everything else as is right there. Wow, not an awful lot that we could do on that turn. I guess we are really just waiting for things to build. Don't have an awful lot of culture. Should really do something to improve that. And then that way we might actually be able to get some virtues a little more quickly. Got a little bit of unhappiness and negative health. Which is getting a little bit worse because obviously our cities are still growing. But it's not the worst thing ever. That wasn't the tile I wanted to click on. We have another production in Magan. What could we have? What would be a good thing to have? Let's get a couple of other ranged units out because the ranged units are really good. Let's take this Xeno Swarm. Let's actually start moving... we could start moving over here, I suppose. Wouldn't be a bad idea. It would be nice if we could wipe out these aliens, though. So we have a Brawler. Let's move that Brawler a little bit further forwards. Let's move this guy a bit further forwards. And let's move this guy a bit further forwards. Hopefully we'll start taking some of these aliens out, because they are in the way a little bit. You guys can just go and fortify up there. You should be okay. I mean, obviously we don't need to be destroying all of the aliens, but we can deal with them quite easily now. And they are becoming a little bit of a pain. No, it's not too terrible. There is a siege worm nearby. I'm not too concerned about that. I think we can deal with it. We're just going to use our ranged unit to attack these aliens here. We can do so much damage to them. In fact, we can almost kill them out in a single turn. And then we can just go in there with our Brawler and finish them off. And that gives us a little bit of extra sight on the other units that are around. And can't really move all that far forwards with the Xeno Cavalry right now. So we'll just have to wait a little bit. We've got some productions we can do. Janali has finished whatever it was doing there. Let's do the Old Earth Relic because we have next to no culture in that city whatsoever. And Thabo's finished whatever that was building. Still got this problem where it doesn't tell you what the last unit you built was or the last building you built was, which is quite annoying. Let's go and get the... do you have tundra tiles? What are these? These are all desert tiles. Let's go ahead and get the mine stem then, because we do need those. Xeno Swarm. I guess I could put you in the water and start moving you up to the other city. That's probably not a bad idea. Let's end the turn and see how much damage we take from those... are those manticores, those things? Manticores, yeah, let's see how much damage we end up taking from them. Of course, you're working your way over there. Doesn't matter if you stop. I still keep actively avoiding miasma. I don't need to do that anymore because I actually heal when in miasma. Or at least I should heal when in miasma. I certainly didn't take any damage in the miasma. I'm sure I am supposed to heal. Units heal 5 hit points in miasma. Yeah, maybe it's only when I'm actually fortified. Not 100% sure. Production in Janali. Yes, we've done that old earth relic. What should we get over here? Alien preserve. That's not a bad thing. +2 culture. Only a few turns to build. So I guess we can move these guys forward. They'll be able to take a shot from there. Oh, no, there's a hill in the way. That's a little bit of a pain in the hoop. What about you guys? Oh, let's cancel that. What about you guys? You can actually finish them off in a single hit. So let's go ahead and do that. Is that an alien nest there? Yes, it is. We do need to try and finish off this alien nest if we can. Let's go ahead and land the Xeno swarm, and we'll move the gunner up onto the hill. Should be enough to help clear that tile out. And the worker has finished the plantation. Let's go down. Let's actually get onto this titanium and get that hooked up, because that'll give us a lot of production in this city. So on to the next turn. And it looks like the Slavic Federation is actually fighting some of these aliens, so if he takes that Manticore out, that makes life a little bit easier for me. And the Manticore is actually attacking his units. So at least I save myself from a little bit of damage on that turn. Oh, and he's attacking the nest as well. I should be able to clear the nest, though, quite easily. I don't think he's got enough firepower to... Oh, maybe he has. Ah, that was the aliens actually attacking him, and it has just spawned a new unit on that tile, but I think we'll be fine. You're going to go over to there. And before we get on with that production, let us see if we can't clear this tile out. Still can't believe our ranged unit can't hit that. Oh, it's because there's a forest on the hill. That's very, very annoying. Could we take them out with our brawlers? No, we can't. So I'm tempted to just fortify up and allow him to take another punt at them. Sorry about that. A little bit of an involuntary coughing fit that I'll have to edit out. Maybe I won't get as many videos recorded today as I would have hoped. Just looking, though, obviously this is a canyon, so we can actually fire over here at the siege worm. We're not going to do a massive amount of damage to it, but we will be able to do a little bit. And I don't think he can get to us too easily because the canyon is in the way. So we can have a production here at Magan, so let's go ahead and have... which one is the ship? No, the Viper is the sort of cavalry car type thing. Cruiser's a ship, obviously. Might not be a bad idea to have another one. So let's go ahead and do that. We have another striker in the city here. Do we move you forwards? Do we need to move you forwards? Wouldn't be a bad idea to have it on this tile. We could get some extra firepower on that siege worm, I expect. What about you? You finished that titanium upgrade. I guess what I could do is buy one of these fruit tiles, and then we could... oh, looks like we've got something blockading up here. I wonder what that is. It's probably a kraken. We'll have to have a look at that in a moment. That tile's probably a good one to stay locked onto. This tile's not fantastic, so let's go ahead and lock you onto that tile. And we will get the worker to move down here and upgrade that. Oh, looks like we've got another alien nest down here we're going to have to come and deal with as well. Not a problem. So, what exactly is blockading? It is a kraken. I'm not sure that kraken can get to us. Thabo does have, I believe, at least I hope, buildings. Ultrasonic fence. Okay, so that kraken shouldn't actually be able to get too close. So theoretically, I should be able to pound on it without it getting close enough to come and attack me. We'll see. Not convinced it's going to work, but it's not going to stop me trying. Have another worker over here. In that case, Any resources you could work? I'm a little bit worried about the Kraken. Otherwise, I'd like to go and improve that coral. 1, 2, 3. Could get the Ferraxite, but it's not all that useful. Let's move you over here, and let's go ahead. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the coral's going to be too far away, so that was a silly maneuver. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, come over here, and we'll eventually do the Ferraxite there. Explorer, you just carry on going this way. Aliens, now, is it supremacy? Yeah, Explorer. No, it would be purity. Alien units will not attack aliens will not attack tiles with Explorer units. I've actually got another game that I'm playing at the moment, and I did pick up a level in purity. I was actually going for supremacy, but just sort of randomly got a level in purity. And that's actually quite a good thing, because the aliens just will not attack you, whether you're embarked or anything. Which is fantastic, because it means you can use your Explorer to escort a colonist, and it just cannot be attacked by aliens, providing you keep the Explorer on it. You can even then keep the Explorer in the colony, and the aliens can't attack it, which is a fantastic thing to do. Trade convoy, you were going to Lalibela. You might as well do, because we could really do with the culture. We don't have an awful lot of it to spare. Xeno Swarm, what do we want to try and take out here? Because we currently know we can't hit this thing, which is a little bit annoying. So we'll keep just getting ourselves... Oh no, we're still on the end of the turn there. You're just going to fortify up for now then, because there's not a lot you can do. And then we will go on to the next turn. And we'll see if the aliens attack the Slavic Federation, or the Slavic Federation attacks the aliens, which they are doing in this case. They may actually clear the nest out. I would have preferred it if I could clear it myself. That I may still be able to do that, because that does count as a ranged attack, so they don't actually move onto the tile and clear it. Which means I can now just run forwards, and it's only 25 energy, but why not? Get it if I can. Can't see where that... Siege worm is gone, which is a little bit annoying. Keep these guys around here though, because it'll certainly help me out when we do go to war. Got another worker here with nothing to do. Have we researched mag rails yet? Where are the mag rails? We need fabrication. We should probably do that, and then we can have carriers as well. So we're going to fabrication, and then we know we need to go to orbital automation. So assuming we want to go for the contact victory. So do we go for mechatronics? No point getting the Lev plant, because we don't have any affinity in purity. We don't have 5 affinity in supremacy either. But it would give us a wonder, which I think has already been built. So there isn't really anything in mechatronics that's useful at all. But it does lead to... There's a lot of techs away to actually get this. It's really out on the fringes, because we'd have to get mechatronics first, then astrodynamics at 26 turns, then orbital automation at 33 turns. That is a long way off. But we're definitely going to queue up fabrication, so that we can get the mag rail. And then we'll see what happens after that point. So as for the worker... You could probably go and improve that basalt tile. That wouldn't be a bad idea. What happened there? This worker. Yes, you are doing the plantation. And you are going to sit tight. Trade vessel. You were going to Uzbek, which I will be taking out at some point. Do I want to send you to Janali for additional production? Probably. Especially if we want to start building military units up there. Would like to get my health up a little bit, though, before I go off and try and attack any of the other AIs. So, nearly discovered most of this continent. You were off attacking that Kraken, which is now over there. There's a little bit of land. I wonder if this is actually uncolonized. I don't think there's anything up here. This might be a good place to go and scout out with the consideration possibly of building an additional colony. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase a... Whoops. Oh, we've got another unit in the city already. Turn to map. Let's just move you out of there. And I'm going to purchase an Explorer. It's only 200 energy. It's really cheap. And I'll use that explorer to go over here and explore this land and see if we can find somewhere else we can settle another city. Doesn't matter that there's aliens running rampant, because the aliens can't attack a tile with... Oh no, I haven't got that. I'm thinking of my other game. So my explorers could be attacked. Oh well, I'm sure we'll be able to find somewhere. Saying that, how easy would it be for me to pick up 1 level in purity? We could literally... we're on mechanics now, aren't we? No, mechatronics. What am I researching? Fabrication. What's my current research? Always confuses me. Alien domestication. So after alien domestication, I don't want fabrication. If I go into genetic mapping... Because that will allow me to build gene vaults as well. +4 food and +1 culture. It's not a bad thing. So get the gene vaults. That'll give me a 1 level in purity. And then go on to fabrication. That seems like an excellent idea. This worker, what were you doing? I guess you can go over here and get that floatstone connected up. This worker over here, you were going to get a titanium mine. Striker, you can... move forwards, I guess. Quest update. Found 1 city next to miasma. Well, I guess we can do that. We are thinking about founding another city. Perform established network covert operation in Liqueur. Well, that's not something that we had done before. You're not doing an awful lot of... Right, we don't need anyone on counterintelligence right the way, do we? So let's reassign you and put you into Liqueur. And then we can go and do that. Because I don't think we have any intrigue in our capital at the moment anyway. Although I could be wrong. Yeah, there's no intrigue, so we're actually safe at the moment. But that's all I can do for this turn, so therefore that's all I can do for this video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Civilization Beyond Earth, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.